as if the heartbreak we got from Jack wasn't enough yesterday, somebody decided to remind us that, look, as Nigerians, we have bigger problems than being the headquarters for Twitter. Now, this picture that I'm about to show you is a picture of Nigerian Naira and the Rwandan franc. Now, looking at the picture, you're like, okay, these are just currency notes, what's going on here? But if you take a deeper look, you'd see that on our 200 Naira notes, we have our honorable citizens, aka cows, while on the Rwandan franc, you'd see students going to school. Basically, they are portraying education. And people are like, oh my God. Look at us here battling with cows on our Naira notes while people are pushing better things with their currency. And then, of course, you know, the comments are always going wild and people are like, this is why they will not make you the headquarters of Twitter, because why is cow your main priority? Why is this even happening? But of course, I mean, Nigerians always find a way of making lighter notes of everything, and this is welcoming you to Unplug, where we give you all the details on everything that is happening around you and outside the country. Now here we are giving you everything entertainment. I'm talking movies, music, reality TV stars, and we also bring sports news to you for our sports lovers. We have national news for people who are into politics, as well as global news, just to keep you up to date with everything. My name is Judith, and like I mentioned earlier, this is brought to you by Every NG. Now let's head into the headlines. Did you get that? Now, first off, we are starting with Erica, and she's not smiling today. Now, Stargirl is upset. She's like, look, I do not like unintelligent people around me. Let me tell you why she said this. Now, I mean, when she came out of the BB Niger house, while she was in the house, she always said, look, I'm an actress, I have my work out there, and people were expecting so much from her, which she has been delivering on. But, you know, critics will be critics, trolls will be trolls, they are never satisfied, and, you know, they'll be saying, what kind of actress is this self? She's not even professional. And then she decided to use Twitter to educate people on the difference between an actress, a commercial model, and a YouTuber. She's like, these are three different parts, and look, if you're not intelligent, don't come around me and be chatting nonsense. So yeah, she actually cleared that on Twitter while she was upset. She just said to put that out there. So if you are a fan of Erica, please leave her alone, let her be doing her acting. Don't compare her to any other person. Now, moving on from that to another BB Niger housemate, but this time around from the Pepperdam house, Tacha. Now, Tacha celebrated her daughter today, and I know so many people are going to be like, daughter, how, when, where? Well, she tweeted about the young lady a while back. She's like, look, yes, she's actually my baby. Now, if you follow Tacha well, you know that, you know, there's this baby she's always talking about and raving about. Her name is Kim, and apparently today is Kim's birthday, because Tacha has been announcing it to anybody who cares to listen, like, look, my baby is a year older, I beg your pardon, today, and I couldn't be more excited. Now, she posted pictures with the little girl, seemed to be having the time of her life. So happy birthday to Kim on that note. Now let's move on from Kim and Tacha to Kiddwaya and Tochi. And I don't know, because initially I'm like, wait, is this banter? Are we being serious? What's going on here? Because Kiddwaya has sternly warned Tochi not to call him on WhatsApp. At first I'm like, what did Tochi do? What's the problem? What's happening here? But you know, when you look at the chats, you know that, oh my God, Tochi can actually be a pain sometimes. So Kiddwaya seemed like he was joking anyway when he made the tweet. He said, Tochi, I beg, stop calling me on WhatsApp. What's this now? You're disturbing my life, for Christ's sake. And then he went ahead to share their chat history, and you will see Tochi calling him at 8:09, 8:10, 8:10 rather, 8:11, just calling back to back. And I'm sure Kiddwaya was like, young man, leave me alone, please. So yeah, he actually told Tochi not to call him again. But I mean, people were taking it a little bit seriously. They're like, Tochi, stop fanzing. And then he had to kind of like, okay, chill, this is banter, nobody should take anything too seriously over here. All right, we're done with our reality TV stars today. Let's move on to more entertainment stories. And first up on that end is with the Echo Film and Stars Award. Now, two actresses have been, you know, going on and on. I'm talking about Ruth, Kadiri, and Halima, Abubakar. Now, they blasted the Echo Film Awards and also blasted Mo Abudu for ignoring them. Now, according to these two actresses, and it looks like they were, you know, thinking the same way. They're like, okay, because I'm not in a clique, because I don't have friends, you know, popular friends, you decided to ignore me. And you know, after all the hard work I've put in over the years, after everything, I make movies, I produce, I direct, I act, you're just going to overlook me and move on to the people who are in cliques. Yeah, this was actually what Halima, Abubakar, and her colleague Ruth Kadiri were going on about on Instagram. They made posts upon posts upon posts, but that wasn't even where it ended, because apart, some people are like, it looks like there's a little bit of shade coming from Xena Balogun here. Now, if you don't know who Xena is, she was the star actress in God Calling, and she got an award from the Echo Film Awards show. And then after posting that on Instagram, she went to her Insta story and said, "Create more than you criticize. #message for all." And then everybody's like, okay, 2 plus 2. Are you trying to say that the people that have been criticizing the Echo Film Awards are just jobless? They're not doing good enough, A whole lot is going on, but these actresses are really upset that they were overlooked from the award show. Okay, let's talk about Perisic for a bit. And, Perisic has been giving information. He has just been answering questions that his fans have been, wondering about for the longest time. And this one is pertaining his rumored affair with Chioma, yes, Chef Chi. Now, he had an interview, a lengthy interview that has been, released in parts. And when he was asked about, the Chef Chi situation, he's like, how can you say that I'm sleeping with my boss's wife? And yes, he referred to Chef Chi as Davido's wife. Not going to say anything there because that's not what we're talking about today. But he said that was crazy, that anybody who came up with that rumor is very crazy, because he would not even think about that. But that wasn't even all he talked about. He also mentioned his mom and how he lost his mother 2 days to the release of his hit song For Your Pocket. I mean, who knew while he was promoting that song, promoting For Your Pocket, tweeting, posting on Instagram and Facebook and all the social media networks, he was actually silently mourning his mom. So that's it on Perisic. Now let's move on to Schmoda. And the fast rising artist has decided to flaunt his new diamond assets. Yes, he got diamond wristwatches and diamond earrings, and he was posting it on social media for all the people that told him he could not afford it. Yes, if you remember quite well, Schmoda was being dragged after he mentioned getting, expensive jewelry, and people are like, what have you sung that you want to buy diamonds? And they said, I will show you people, Pepe. I will show you people. And he actually got his diamond, wristwatches, and he made sure that, the certification and everything was there. He put it on Instagram. He's like, I've gotten my diamond jewelry. So that's up for Schmoda. Now let's move on to something that is a little bit wacky, and I know it's so crazy and hard for so many people to believe, but a Nigerian lady dumped her boyfriend because of Kim Kardashian. I know, give me a minute, let me explain this. Now, it was posted by a Twitter academic. His name is Ayo Shogunro. If you're big on Twitter, you know him. And he's like, look, my friend got dumped by this girl that he just started dating because of Kim Kardashian. And if you look through their chats, you see that, the girl was really upset that her boyfriend said Kim Kardashian is talentless. And the young man was trying to explain, like, okay, I didn't say it in those exact words, but I mean, what does she have that is giving her all this money? She's making it to the Forbes list. What exactly is the issue? And ladies like, look, it looks like our interests are not aligned, so bye. I'm like, that's how love just ended because of Kim Kardashian. How is this even possible? But yes, it happened because, I mean, we had the evidence of their chat over there, and people are just like, look, I think this lady doesn't love you. She's just looking for an opportunity to escape from this relationship. Or maybe she's young. How old is she again? Because why would you break up with your boyfriend over Kim Kardashian? She doesn't even know you exist. Anyway, let's move on from that to other news, and this one is concerning an ex-SARS officer, Olushola Wazi Popola, who was denied Canadian asylum. Now, first of all, the question that has been on so many people's minds is, why is this man seeking asylum in the first place? Asylum is not an immigration opportunity. This is for people who are seriously threatened from their home country or who are facing some kind of life-threatening situation. So why was he even seeking asylum in the first place? But let me break down this story for you now. Olushola worked with the SARS unit for 5 years, but he was in the police force from 2002 to 2015. That was approximately 13 years. So while he was seeking asylum, the Canadian court denied it on the grounds that he partook in crimes against humanity. Now, I remember very well the SARS protests reached corners of the earth. People were protesting last year, especially in October. The protests were heated, and then it was on these grounds that the court decided to dismiss his, application for asylum, saying that he was not admissible. And the man was like, okay, look, I only worked for this period of time, just 5 years. It wasn't a long time, and I even resigned. And the court told him, okay, why did you resign? Because according to your resignation letter, you resigned for personal reasons, not for the fact that you recognized that there was human rights abuse going on in your unit. So that was how they just threw his case out the window. And of course, this got Nigerians talking like, okay, the world is listening. So whenever you speak about injustice in whatever form, people are listening. For this to happen, it means that the world is listening, and so many people have had their takes on this situation. What do you think on his asylum being denied? What do you even think of him seeking asylum when there was no imminent danger to his life? Let me know in the comment section. Now, on from that to more national news. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arrested former Imo State Governor Rochas Okorocha. According to the commission, the former governor, who is now a senator, did not respond to their request to be questioned. They invited him how they usually do. They will invite you, you come in for questioning. But he did not respond, and they had to throw him for a while, and finally he was arrested in his private office in Abuja yesterday. Now, the commission has said that, he is a suspect for corruption, and while he is in the same party with the current governor, Hope Uzodinma, they are loggerheads, and the governor has said that, look, a lot of the money that has gone missing from the state funds is tied to this man. So while all these allegations are going back and forth, the EFCC has arrested him. No further details have been given, and we'll definitely give you updates when we get them. Now let's move on to the Federal Capital Territory. Yes, Abuja people, I have gist for you, because starting from May 1st next month, that is, the people in Abuja residents are going to have to pay for street parking. Yes, this was announced yesterday in a meeting, and according to the administration, they said that this was actually in the works in 2015, but they had to put a hold on it because a lot of things were all over the place and there were complexities. But now they've sorted that out, and starting May 1, Abuja residents are going to be paying for street parking. So I think if you don't want to be paying for street parking, you can get your bicycle. Or are we going to even be paying for that? Who knows? Now let's move on to global news, and this one is sad news on the international scene, because Americans have intensified protests over the killing of a 20-year-old man, Daunte Wright. Now this happened on Sunday, and they have been protesting, and of course back and forth with the police. The police are resisting, the people continue to protest, and this is something that we've been talking about for a long time. Not just Americans, not just for Africans living in European countries. This is also a conversation that has been had worldwide. The issue of killing people, extrajudicial killings, racism and all whatnot, Black Lives Matter movement, and of course more protests are coming up. And according to the report, this man was shot on Sunday because he had expired plates, which is not grounds enough to shoot him. But people have been saying that the lady shot him by accident, and the officer who actually shot him, her name is Kim Porter, and they're like, I don't think that was by accident, because for somebody who has worked in the police force for over 20 years, you should know the difference between your taser and your gun. Now the officer has resigned, but people are not having it. They're like, we are not asking her to resign, we need justice. There are so many black men that have been killed, and of course the officers who are behind these killings just went back to their duty as if nothing happened. But we need justice for these men that have been killed illegally. Now, our thoughts and our prayers are with his family, of course, because we cannot even begin to imagine how they feel at this critical time, and we're just sending all the love that we can. Now, let's talk about sports for a bit, and I'm going to be giving you UEFA Champions League updates. Now, yesterday night, we saw our people, Chelsea and Porto, and Chelsea was with 0, Porto 1, and we also had PSG and Bayern Munich. PSG 0 goal, Bayern Munich went home with 1. And tonight we are expecting magic from the matches that we are having. And for those matches, we have Borussia Dortmund and Man City pitting against themselves. We have Liverpool and Real Madrid pitting against themselves as well. So I don't know how this is going to turn out, but best believe that we're going to be giving you updates on this tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Unplugged. Thank you for getting our updates, because this is what we do. We give you everything you need to know and everything that is happening. And this is brought to you by Every NG. Until next time, I need you to stay safe and have fun. Bye.